Last class we discussed till this implicit cursor, and we discussed one of the attribute for that percentile is open, right? So percentile is open is nothing but will return true if the cursor is open. If it is not open or already closed, it will return false. Okay, so we already saw a simple checking here whether the cursor is opened or not in case of implicit cursor. Also, we discussed in case of implicit cursor, percentile is open attribute always will return false because the cursor will be opened and it will process all the things and will be closed in just fraction of seconds. It will not give you the time to check whether the cursor is opened or not. Okay, and there are another three attributes for us: percentile found, percentile not found, percentile row count. Okay, percentile found, what it will do? It will return true. Okay, it will return true if anything affected. Okay, so for example, I'm writing select statement. If your select statement is returning some rows, means it is affected something. For example, I'm writing update statement. It is updating some rows, means it is affected. So if affecting some rows, if something is found, then it will return true. Okay, if anything is affected by or founded by DML statements. Okay, DML statements means insert, update, delete. Okay, and select statement. Okay, so it will return true only when if anything is affected by DML statements or select statement. So otherwise it will return false. One second. Else it will return false. Okay, so in case of not found, just it is logically opposite to percentile found. So everything is same. Okay, it will return false if anything is affected by DML statements or select statement. Otherwise it will return true. If nothing is found, nothing is affected, then it will return true. Okay, and same way, so one last attribute is there, percentile row count. It will just count the rows. Okay, how many rows affected by your DML statements or by select statement. Okay, we'll see all these attributes now with one example. But as of now, what it will return? It will return number of rows affected by DML statements or select statement. Okay, so we'll just see one simple implicit cursor program. Implicit cursor means already we know we are not going to do anything from our side. Everything will be taken care by Oracle only. Okay, but we'll try to update one record now using PLSQL, and we'll see whether cursor is opened or not, if something is found or not. Okay, if it is found, how many rows affected, we'll see. Okay, so we'll go to SQL Developer and we'll write the program there itself. Let me connect. Okay, simple program I'm going to write. I just want to update some records. Okay, so first I'm taking with begin block because I don't know whether I need a declare block or not. If required, I'll come back and I'll write my declare block. So as of now, I'm just going to update my EMP table. Okay, and you can update anything. I'm just going to update the salary. is equal to salary plus 2000. Okay, I'm just giving 2000 rupees increment. Okay, not to the all people, only for a specific people. For example, I'm writing here where department number is equal to 10. So for all the 10th department people, otherwise you can write anything. So we just want to know whether cursor is opened or not, or something is affected or not. So we just need to check all those attributes working or not. So this is my update statement. When I'm passing this statement, what will happen? We discussed already in the last class. So cursor will be open means some memory area will be allocated for this statement. And in the second step, it will gather all the required things like data, whatever is required. And in the third step, it will start processing. So means it has to find the department number 10 people and it will start updating the salary for them. Okay. And after processing of this statement, it will close the memory area. Okay. But in case of DML statements, or for a select statement which is written in only one row, we no need to write any cursor. Automatically, it will be done by Oracle. Okay, so this is nothing but called as implicit cursor. Okay, so now first we'll check whether cursor is opened or not. We know already, of course, it will return false in case of implicit cursor, but still we'll check. We have to write the cursor name. In case of implicit cursor, always the cursor name will be SQL. So SQL, the attribute name is percentile is open. Then you can do anything here. You can write any another statement. I don't want to go for any another statement. Just avoid the confusion. I just want to print simple message. dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, and I'm just printing a message here. Cursor is open. That's it. Okay, cursor is open. If not open, I just want to use else part also. And let me copy this entire message. The cursor is already closed. I'm writing. Okay. Also, you can write are not open. Any message. It's done. Finally, end of the statement. Okay. So here I'm just checking percentile is open. Attribute is working fine or not. So what is the purpose of it? If cursor is open, it will go inside and it will print a message for me. But already we know in case of implicit cursor, it's impossible to check using percentile is open. So definitely it will go to this else part and it will print this message. Fine. The same way, I just want to check other attributes also. But before that, I'm just ending this program, end of the program. So nothing but this begin and end. In between, I'm writing this logic. Okay. Now, after percentile is open, same way, I just want to check other attribute also. How many rows are updating? For example, here I'm updating salary, right? So how many rows are updating? I want to check. So SQL percentile is found then. And here I'm writing dbms output dot put line, number of rows affected. Okay, concatenation. And I'm writing, already another attribute SQL percentile row count. Okay, so row count is nothing but will return the count. How many rows affected? So I'm using that attribute here itself so that we can see the count also. Finally, end of the if statement. If you want, you can go for else part, but not required because we are having another attribute also, right? Just opposite to that. So I'm using that percentile not found. Sorry, here it is just found. Okay. percentile not found means nothing is affected, nothing found from your update statement or whatever. In this example, if it is not updating anything, means 0 rows updated, then it will return true and it will print this message. Okay, let's see now. Before executing this program, let me connect to this DBMS output. Done. I'm just executing this. Let's see. Okay, successfully completed, and totally 3 messages it has to print. Let's see. It is printing only 2 messages. This is from the first if statement. Cursor is already closed or not open. We know this message already is going to come. From percentile found, it is printing number of rows affected 3. Okay, and from percentile not found, it is not printing anything because already we know 3 rows affected. Means definitely something is affected, means it will return false only. Okay, so that's why it's not going inside and is not printing this message. Okay, but really it's updated 3 records or not. You can do a small testing. So I am doing here, select star from EMP table where department number is equal to 10. So because I updated to the 10th department people, so I just want to check. I'm sorry. Okay, I just want to check how many people there in the 10th department. Okay, now you can see there are only 3 people. Okay, and also salary is increased for them. Anyhow, I have not updated, sorry, I have not committed this data. So what I can do? I can do a rollback so that you can see 4450 7000 3300. Now I'm doing a rollback here because I have not used the commit. So now I'm just going back and checking this. Sorry. Select this and execute now. You can see before it was 4450. Now it is 24 5000 and 1300. Okay, so means it is updating definitely. So what I want to do now, I'm just going to execute it again. Okay, but what we'll do, I'm going to give a different department number, is nothing but 100 I'm giving. So means what will happen? Definitely it will throw error? No. Okay, so let's see what will happen. It will return 0 rows updated actually in case of SQL. Percentile is found is always common. You know that is going to return else part of message only. Then percentile found, nothing is found. We don't have 100 department number here, so it will update 0 rows. So means percentile found will return false. Means this will not enter into the statement. Then percentile not found. Percentile not found means nothing is found, right? 0 rows updated means nothing is found. So it will return true. It will go inside and it will print this message. Okay, if it just to know exactly it is printing from here or not, I'm giving this hyphen symbol extra. For percentile found, I'm not giving anything. Just to differentiate both percentile found, percentile not found messages. Okay, let me select everything and executing. Successfully completed. And let's see, you can see now first message from the first if statement, second message from percentile found, it's not coming, you can see, and from here it is printing number of rows affected 0. Is clear about it? Anyone is having question about these 3 attributes, how these are working? These attributes are nothing but working for us to know the status of the cursor. Okay, and also we can control the cursor. We'll see how we can control the cursor. As of now, we are just checking about the cursor, status of the cursor using these 3 attributes in this example. In the next example, we'll see now. We'll use the same attributes and we can control the cursor. It's nothing but if you want to stop execution somewhere, okay, or something, we'll see in the next example. But as of now, is there any confusion about it? If anyone is having question, you can let me know. Otherwise, we'll go to the next program. So this is about implicit cursor. First of all, there is nothing actually. but still we can use these attributes to know your implicit cursor status, and even we can control the cursor. Okay, but now next thing is very important thing is explicit cursor. Okay, we already discussed what is meant by explicit cursor. So nothing but explicitly we are going to open this cursor and we are only going to do all those steps. Okay, so first step, you know already what is that? We have to allocate memory area. In case of implicit cursor, Varahi is doing. So here what you have to do? You have to do it on your own. So that's why what we have to do now? Declare cursor. The first step is here, declare cursor. Once the cursor is declared, in the second step, you have to open the cursor. Okay, and then you can process your cursor. Okay, so here I'm processing using fetch cursor. Then fourth step and last one is here, close the cursor. Same how we discussed in the first step explanation, same thing. Okay, I'm just repeating. Declaring the cursor is nothing but I'm allocating some memory area for it. Opening the cursor is nothing but I'm populating all the required data as per my requirement in that cursor, and then fetching the cursor. I'm processing that statement. Okay, and after processing, I'm closing the cursor. And why it is only fetch? Fetch means, you know, right, in general, already we used this. Fetching is nothing but selecting the data, extracting the data. Okay, so why only extracting here? Because in case of DML statements, we no need to write explicit cursor. Okay, for DML statements, Oracle will take care of. And also for select statement, which is returning only one row, then also we don't need any cursor. Oracle will take care of. Then when we need this explicit cursor, select statement, which is returning more than one row. Okay, the select statement, which is returning more than one row. So then we have to go for this explicit cursor. Okay, so I'm just repeating these points again. So who is opening this cursor? We will be opening this cursor and we only need to perform all the steps. Okay, and when we have to use this cursor, select statement which is returning more than one row. Okay, if it is returning only one row, then not required. That's why as of now we return select statement with condition, because when we are trying to return more than one row, it was throwing error. Okay, so because that was a implicit cursor inbuilt in. So now onwards, if you want to return more than one row from your select statement, then we have to use the explicit cursor. Nothing but you have to follow all these 4 steps. That's it. Okay, so there is a simple means how to declare a cursor, how to open, how to fetch, and how to close the cursor. If you want to declare the cursor, it's very simple. You just need to write same in the declare block. Okay, under the declare block, anything whatever you want to declare, that will be under declare block. So in the under the declare block, so I am going to use this keyword now, cursor. Okay, in case of implicit cursor, the cursor name will be by default SQL, but here you have to write your cursor name. Anything, any name meaningfully as per your requirement. Okay, cursor followed by cursor name, and then is, then the subquery. Subquery is nothing but your select query. Whatever the query you want to write to fetch the data, that query you can write. So from which query you want to get more than one row, that query I'm going to write here. Okay, that's it about the declaration. It's nothing much. And don't forget to keep the semicolon at the end. It's done. Once the cursor is defined, now I'm going to open the cursor in the begin section. Okay, now I'm going to do it in begin section. Only declaring part is in declare block and remaining all in begin section only. Okay, so in the begin section, I have to open the cursor. So I'm using a keyword here called open. Open is a keyword, open followed by your cursor name. Whatever the cursor name you return on the top in the declare block, the same name I'm using to open the cursor, end of the statement. That's it. Now in the third step, I am going to fetch the data using this cursor. How you will write normal select statement? Same way, but instead of select keyword, I am going to use fetch keyword. Fetch, okay, and cursor name, whatever is defined, okay, that cursor name, and load this data into, select all those column names into, will write generally the same way. Fetch this cursor name. This cursor name is what? This cursor name is having this complete select query. Okay, so that select query data into, again same thing, you have to load into the variables. Okay, or whatever, you have to hold that data. Okay, you can use anything, variables or records. Okay, and in other classes we'll get collections and all, we'll discuss later, but as of now we have to write something here which can hold your data. Okay, done. End of the fetch statement. That's it. Now after fetching your data, I'm just going to close my cursor. Close keyword followed by the name of that cursor. End of the statement, semicolon. Right? So this is about same 4 steps of cursor lifecycle, nothing but for explicit cursor and important interview question also. Okay, so what is the question? What is explicit cursor and what is the life cycle of it? Life cycle is nothing but all these 4 steps: declaring the cursor, open the cursor, fetch the cursor, and close the cursor. Okay, so anyone is having question there? If no question, we'll just go to the next thing. It's nothing but I'm going to write a small program using this all 4 steps. Nothing but I'm just going to return more than one row using my select statement. That's it. Okay, let's see. Let me go to SQL Developer. I'm clearing everything. Now here, you know already, definitely now we need a declare statement, sorry, declare block, because I have to define a cursor for my select statement. So I'm writing cursor, cursor is the keyword, followed by any cursor name. So I am going to get the data from emp table. So I'm writing emp underscore c, c for cursor. Okay, cursor name, then is, okay, followed by your query. So for example, I want to get the data now from select employee number, employee name. I'm not taking all the columns. I'm taking only few columns just to avoid the confusion. Employee number, employee name, salary from emp table. So that what will happen? It will fetch all the employees data for with these 3 columns of information. But in general, it will throw the error because it has to return only one record in case of implicit cursor. But now I'm going to return all the records. So just to know how many records are there, and I just selected that complete select statement and I'm going to execute it. Only select statement. You can see these many records are there. Totally 14 records are there inside emp table. So my cursor now is going to return totally 14 rows. Okay, so now cursor is defined. Good. Now then, definitely in the select begin block, I have to take this data into some variables. So I'm declaring 3 variables also to store these 3 columns of data. Everything is same like previous programs only now. V employee number, V name, varchar 2, size of 10, okay, and another variable is sal to store salary with number type. Done. Now I'm going to the begin section, and here I'm writing what is the next cycle. First step is done. I define the cursor. Okay. Now in the second step, in the begin block, I'm opening the cursor. Okay. Open followed by the cursor name. My cursor name is emp_c. Done. So now then, what I have to do? I have to start fetching the data. That's it, right? So I'm going to use this fetch keyword. It is just alternative kind of to the select keyword. Okay. Fetch. Where is my data right now? It is in emp_c. In this cursor, data is already loaded, right? In the second step, data will be loaded. Cursor is open here with this name for this select statement. Now in the second step, data is loaded into or populated into this cursor. Okay. Now from that cursor, I'm fetching this cursor into. Okay. Just to avoid the confusion, I'll write in one line. Into same. You know already the column sequence, what it is having in this cursor. Okay. Because I written select statement here now, same. V employee number, V name, V sal. That's it. Okay. That's it. Done. And if you want to print these variables, you can print that variables using dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Let me copy all this. Okay. I'm just removing comma and using this concatenation operator to combine them. Done. So I'm printing also. So thereafter, I can close the cursor. Close. What is the cursor name? emp_c. Done. I closed the cursor also. Finally, end of the program. Okay. Now I'm executing this entire program. Let's see what will happen. So my intention is I have to return all these 14 rows. Whatever we are seeing now here, all these 14 rows with these 3 columns of information as it is, I have to print. Okay. I'm executing this. PLSQL procedure successfully completed. Good. But you can see the message. What it is printing. 7369 Smith 800. Means what is this? Let's see. I just want to check why it is printing only one record. So that's why I'm executing only this select statement. Okay. And which record it is printing? 7369 Smith 800. So I'm executing only select statement. Okay. Not the PLSQL program. You can see it is nothing but printing the first record from the EMP table. You can see 7369 Smith 800. So what about the next record? It is not throwing any error. So definitely whatever the data it is displaying 14 rows, this all 14 rows of data is there, is populated in this cursor. Okay. Basically your select statement has to return only one record, but it is going to return 14 records definitely because it is loaded already. That's why it is not throwing any error. Okay. But you are unable to fetch all the rows. Okay. So because it is fetching only one row at a time. Understanding? You have defined the cursor, nothing but memory area allocated for your statement. Okay. So this select statement purpose already memory area is defined. In the begin section, when I'm writing this open cursor, the entire data, whatever is there, that is populated already in the cursor. If you want to fetch all that data, It's not possible at a time as of now. Okay, it's not possible to fetch all those 14 rows at a time. Not possible as of now. In future, we'll see how to do that. But as of now, it's not possible to fetch all the rows at a time again. Data is populated already, but still you can fetch only one row at a time. Okay, so definitely have to fetch one by one only. So clear? So then what I have to do? You have to write that fetch statement again. Okay, let's see. First, let me copy this program here. And then we'll see what to do. Don't get confusion. And if you are getting confusion, you can ask me immediately. No problem. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write one more fetch statement. But first, let me print it. This first record, whatever it is fetching, and it is printing. So now what I'm doing, I'm going to write one more fetch statement, which will fetch second record, nothing but first record, first fetch will print Smith. Now second fetch will print Allen. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write DBMS for this also. And also I'm taking one more fetch. Totally I written 3 fetch statements. So we know already each fetch statement is going to fetch only one record at a time. So I written 3 fetch statements one by one. So definitely now it has to fetch Smith, Allen, and Ward. Okay, Smith, Allen, and Ward. Remember it. I'm going to execute this program. We'll see whether it is printing these 3 records or going to throw any error. We'll see now. I'm just executing. Successfully completed, and you can see now Smith, Allen, Ward. Okay, so now means what you have to do to fetch all the rows. You have to write that many number of fetch statements. But I'm not writing anything different. I'm just doing copy paste only. The same statement I'm doing copy paste, right? So if you want to execute any statement repetitively like this, to fetch all these 14 rows, I have to write this fetch statement now for 14 times. I know the count of that EMP table, so I can write 14 times. Imagine there are some 1 lakh rows in your table. So then you have to write your fetch statement for 1 lakh times, but not required. We already discussed a concept called, what is that? Iterative statements, loops. If you want to execute anything repetitively, you can keep that statement in a loop. We already discussed that concept. So what I'm going to do now, so instead of writing like this, I'm going to write this thing only for one time. I mean, fetch statement for only one time, but I'm keeping that fetch statement in a loop. Okay. So I'm removing these remaining 2 fetch statements not required for me. One fetch statement is enough. And here I am writing loop. Loop starts, it will enter into the loop, it will fetch the record, it will print the first record. Okay, end of the loop also. But it has to go to the next record also, right? Okay, so till the completion of data in this cursor, till the last record it has to go. Okay, so definitely you have to say exit for a loop, you know that. So I'm telling when it has to exit from the loop. Exit when our data is completed from this cursor. So I'm writing emp underscore cursor percentage not found. Nothing is found. Whenever is nothing is found, then come out of the cursor. If nothing is found, then percentage not found will return true. We know that already. We just now discussed with the program. Same attribute I'm using now for this cursor. Okay, so means I'm controlling the cursor here, right? So, sorry. Whenever nothing is found in the cursor, means all the 14 rows completed, for example, in this scenario. When nothing is found, it will return true and it will come out of the loop. Okay. Nothing extra I return. Same whatever we know already about the loop. Same thing I'm using as it is. Okay. Let me execute the program. Successfully completed, and you can see Smith printed, Allen printed, Ward printed, like that, all the records printed. But if you observe, Miller printed, okay, Miller printed last record, printed 2 times. Okay, actually 14th record is nothing but Miller. Okay, 14th record is nothing but Miller, but again printed Miller only as the 15th record. Means something is missing here, something is wrong. Everything is perfect, but some loophole is there. What is that? Let's check. For example, I'm fetching 14th record, last record, and I'm printing 14th record, and then I'm checking 14th record is there or not. Yes, 14th record is there. Means percentile not found will return false. So it will go back. Now it will fetch 15th record. Correct? Of course, there is no 15th record. 15th record is not there means what will happen? What will be the data inside these variables? Same last old data. If new data is coming means that will be overwritten. Old data will be gone. New data will be there. Means here we name 14th record was Miller. Right? So when it is trying to fetch 15th record, there is no data, no one is there. So Miller will be there as it is in this VName variable, and data will be there on this all these three variables, whatever was there with the 14th record. So it will print same, and then it will check 15th record is there or not. But I already tried to fetch 15th record, as data is not there, still 14th record data was there in the variable. So it is printed as it is 14th record data again, and then you are checking 15th record is there or not. Of course, it is not there. So percentile not found returned true. So it came out of the loop, but already printed 14th record as a 15th record. So means what is happening here? First I am fetching and then I am checking. So what we'll do now? I am taking out this exit condition from here. I am placing it here. Let's see what will happen. Okay. So means what I am thinking, 14th record printed, for example. Now I'll go and check record is there or not, like that. Okay. Let's see what will happen. Then we'll discuss again. Please mute your mics. Successfully completed and printed the data also. Smith, Allen, Ward is fine. Let's go to the down. Still Miller is there. Means no use. If you place that exit condition in the down or before fetch, no use. Okay. So what we have to do now? Let's check again the same logic. Okay. I'm taking out this condition from here. Okay. Otherwise, let it be. So first I'm printing 14th record, fetching 14th record, printing 14th record. There is no exit condition here. So it is just going back and checking 14th record is there or not. Yes, it is there. So it will go again. It will fetching 15th record, no data, 14th data only there, printing. Okay. So what I'm doing this time, I'm keeping this before printing. Okay. So now just imagine again last 14th record I'm fetching, data is there. It is fetched 14th record data, and now I'm checking 14th record is there or not. Yes, it is there, true. So then it will go to print. So means now I'm checking before printing the data, I'm checking. Okay, 14th record is there. So it will print 14th record. Then I'm going back, fetching 15th record. Of course, not there. If not there means 14th record data only will be there. Right? Okay. But before printing, what is there? Condition is there now. 15th record is there or not? Of course, no. It will return true and it will come out of the loop. It will not go to the next line. It will just come out of the loop from here. So I'm thinking it will not print this. It will come out of the loop so that I can't see this 15th record again. Let's see now. I'm clearing this data, executing now. Successfully completed. Let's go down. Now you can see Miller is there only for one time. Any confusion here in this program? Okay, so nothing but I'm writing cursor with select statement using a simple loop. Same thing you can write using while loop also if you want. Okay, but now we'll see same thing, same program using for loop. Okay, we already discussed about the loops, and also we know for loop is far better when compared to simple loop and while loop. Okay, we discussed that time. So let's see, we written this much big program using simple loop, and now I'm just going to use for loop. That's it. Everything is same. Okay, and here I'm writing for. Okay, and as per the for loop syntax, I have to define a variable. Okay, so I'm writing a variable called emp underscore rec, record type of variable. Okay, and in where is my data? Nothing but data source. It is there here in the cursor. Okay, so means data is there already. I'm opening the cursor and taking into this variable. Already data is loaded into this variable, right? Don't get confusion. Where is my data? I already defined my cursor here. Cursor is nothing but memory area is open. So what is the next step? I have to open the cursor is nothing but I have to populate the data. But here, when I'm writing for loop, it is inbuilt. You don't need to open. When I'm writing like this in EMPC, automatically data will be populated in the cursor and also loading into this emp-rec variable. You know what is this emp-rec? Nothing but record kind of variable. We also discussed this variable not required to declare. Okay, so not required to declare, right? So I'm just removing this another variables, whatever I declared there in the declare block. So cursor is opening automatically, data also loaded into the variable. Then what is the use of this fetch statement for me? No use, right? Fetch statement is for me only to fetch the data, but data already populated here because of open cursor, sorry, because of this. So not required this open cursor also. Okay, I'm just repeating again. Declare cursor is fine, declare the cursor, and then I have to populate the data in the second step. It is populating here automatically because of this for loop. I'm just writing in EMPC. When I'm writing this, automatically data will be populated and also loading into this EMP-rec. So fetch statement also not required because it is loading. Okay, and also we know when you are writing a for loop, exit condition also not required. It will come out of the loop whenever the data is over. So means I have 14 records in this EMP cursor. So whenever all the 14 records completed processing, it will come out of the loop. Here also it will fetch only one by one only. Okay, one by one record only will come, but it will come automatically after 14 records. Then I have to print. If you want, you can print. Otherwise, it's okay. But my data is now here in EMP-rec, right? So these variables anyhow I don't have. So I'm deleting these variables and I'm writing EMP-rec dot first column name employee number, EMP-rec dot ename, sorry, EMP-rec dot sal. These three columns of I'm pitching, right? And these three columns data is there in the variable EMP-rec, but you know already directly we can't write EMP-rec while printing because put line will accept only one value at a time. So that's why I'm taking all these three individually and combining them. And finally end of the loop. Okay. So we also know already what is that? No exit condition is required. It is coming out of the loop whenever the data is over in the cursor, right? So exit condition is not required, and also close cursor also not required. Okay, we know already what is the advantage of for loop, but when we are writing a cursor with for loop, we have some another extra advantages here. What is that? In last program, we written so many things. We declared some variables here. And then first thing is, after declaring a cursor, first thing is we opened a cursor and then we fetched a cursor and we closed the cursor. Three things. But when I'm writing the same thing using for loop, then we no need to declare, we have to declare, we no need to open the cursor, we no need to fetch the cursor, and we no need to close the cursor. All these three things will be done automatically. Okay, in this place data will be populated and here it is loaded, means open cursor and fetch cursor is done there in the first line itself. Okay, and when data is empty, automatically it will close. Okay, so this is called as cursor for loop. Nothing, I'm writing a cursor with for loop, so that's why it is called as cursor for loop. So then what is meant by cursor for loop? Is nothing but I'm writing a cursor using for loop. When I'm writing cursor using for loop, then I no need to open the cursor, I no need to fetch the cursor, and I no need to close the cursor. All these three things will be done automatically. Okay, so definitely performance will be definitely more compared to the last program, because so many coding lines are not there. I no need to check them, right? Let's see, I'm executing this program, whether it will work properly or not. Because there is no exit condition, there is no fetch, nothing, right? Let me see. Successfully completed and printed data also. Smith, Allen, Ward, all are in the sequence. Let's go down. Miller also printed only for one time, means just 14 records only came. So it's a very simple program for us when compared to last program, right? Not only for us, it is very comfort and easy program for Oracle Engine also, because so many lines of code is not there. So definitely it will execute faster compared to the old program. Okay, so let me know if you have any question on this cursor for loop. Nothing but I'm writing a cursor using for loop. I'm writing in bold letters, which means very, very important in three question again. Okay, this is called cursor for loop. Very, very important in three question. So what is cursor for loop? They may ask you. So what is cursor for loop? If we write cursor using for loop, okay, then it will be called as a cursor for loop. So when we write cursor in for loop, then we no need to open the cursor, we no need to fetch the cursor, and we no need to close the cursor. All these three things will be done automatically. Okay, so this is the advantage of for loop with cursor. Okay, so any confusion still now? No? Okay, so I just want to show you one more thing. If you don't want to write a cursor also, no problem. Okay, you don't want to write a cursor also, no problem. I'm just telling. Okay, I'm removing this everything. The select statement, whatever was there, that select statement directly I'm writing in place of this cursor. Okay, directly I return. This is my source of data. Nothing. So this statement will be executed and data will be loaded into this variable. So it's nothing but again going to be implicit cursor. So then let's see now first. Same thing is coming, right? Okay, it's again implicit cursor, but I'm giving my data source here. Okay, so then why we need explicit cursor when we are getting this data? Okay, that we'll discuss later in another examples. You will come to know. Okay, so as of now, any confusion, any question, let me know. No confusion. If you don't have any confusion, we have another three things here. Parameterized cursor. Nothing but I'll pass a parameter to my cursor, and then static cursor, dynamic cursor. Okay, so all are important only. So shall I continue or you want to break here? Your wish. If you are getting any confusion here, we'll stop the things here only. Otherwise, we'll continue with the parameterized cursor. Let me know. I'm asking you people only.
Continue, sir.
Fine, everyone? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now the next thing is parameterized cursor. Same program, same thing. For example, cursor only, but I'll be passing a parameter to the cursor. What is parameter? How you are passing? We'll see. We'll discuss now onwards about the parameters in every example. Okay. So simple thing. I just want to do like this. Okay. My requirement is, for example, I'll pass a input. Okay. I'll pass a input department number. Okay. So then it has to print all the details like this: department number, department name. Okay. You just need to print department number and department name. That's it, enough for me. Okay. First we'll see till here and then we'll go for another thing. I'm deleting everything and I'm writing declare block. So definitely we need a cursor, right? So I'm declaring in the declare block. I'm defining my cursor. It belongs to department table. So I'm writing dept underscore c. Nothing but department cursor is select star from dept. Okay. And I need to pass my input, right? Department number I have to pass. So I'm writing department number is equal to ampersand department number. This also will work. I don't need to go for parameter, right? First we'll see like this and then we'll see whether it will work or not. Okay, this is done. Cursor is defined. Now in the begin section, what you have to do next? You have to open the cursor and then fetch and then close. But I think it's not required to write all those three steps because we have for loop. So we'll use now for loop only. So what I'm writing directly for loop, because I don't need to declare a variable first thing here. Sorry, it belongs to dept table. So I'm taking dept as the name. You don't need to declare this variable, whatever I'm writing. Okay, that is the first thing. And second thing, you know already, we don't need to write open cursor, fetch cursor, and close cursor. Okay, so that's why I'm going to this. Okay, for dept in, and where is my data? In that cursor name dept underscore c followed by loop. Okay, and then in the down, if you want, you can print it, right? dbms underscore output dot, sorry, put underscore line, and my data is now in this dept underscore rec dot department number dept underscore rec dot dname. If you want, you can print another column also, no problem, but I'm printing only these two columns. But while selecting, I'm taking everything, I'm fetching everything, all the columns of data, but I'm printing only two. Okay, it's done. Then end of the loop. Okay, that's it. End of the program. Okay, let me clear this output and I'm executing this program. It is asking for department number because in the declare block, I written ampersand department number is nothing but a host variable. I'm passing 10. You can see successfully completed and it is printing 10th department account. It's good working. Okay, but now my next thing is I want to print who are all working under this 10th department account. I want to print all the employees details under this 10th accounting. Means like this, for example, I'm just writing one more DBMS output. Give me a second. I'm just showing the structure, how I want my data. Here I'm writing okay, this is my heading, for example. And then it will print 10th accounting. Okay, and I need a space also in between, for example. So what I'll do, I'll write a comma then. 10 accounting. Otherwise, I'll write hyphen, whatever it is. Done. It will print like that only. Okay. And okay, till then first let me execute. Sorry, I'm passing now 20. Okay, it is printing DEPT details 20 research. Now under 20 research, it has to print who are all the employees working with the 20 department. That's it. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm going to write one more cursor because I have to get the data from EMP table, right? So I'm writing one more cursor. Give me a second. Okay. Here I'm writing, sorry, cursor. My cursor name is EMP cursor is select star from EMP table. I don't want all the employees details definitely, right? I want only the people, whoever is working for department number. Okay, whoever is working for this department number. So I'm just writing ampersand department number. Okay, so now in the begin section, what I have to do? Same like that above program, I have to do here. So I'm just taking a copy paste of this everything and I'll change it. Okay. So I have to write here employees details. And I'm writing a new variable name here, emprec in emp underscore cursor. And here I'm printing emprec dot emp number. And here also emprec dot ename. And let me print one more thing. emprec dot department number, so that we'll come to know whether it really belongs to that department number or not. End of the loop, end of the program. Let's see what will happen. I'm just clearing this output and I'm executing. Enter value for number. I'm passing 10. Say okay. Again, it is asking for department number. You understood? It is asked already one time and I passed department number 10. Now I'm passing 20. No problem. Okay, let's see what happened to this. There is some error. What is that? Line number 12, missing expression somewhere. Okay, line number 10, something is ignored. Let's go back. Line number 12. And just observe. Anywhere if something is missed, there is some underline is there. You can see, and by seeing itself, you'll come to know there is nothing. Okay, something is missing. Done. Let me clear this. Again, observe, please. I'm executing. First, it is asking for department number. For the first one, first cursor statement, I'm passing 10. Again, it is asking for department number for the second cursor. So I'll pass a different number also, no problem. Successfully completed, and you can see the output also. Let me drag it. Yes, first I passed a 10. 10 accounting is done. Then employees details. I passed a 20, so it is printing all 20th department details. Program is fine, but this is not my requirement. So whatever it is displaying, I want to see same employees. Means first I'm passing 10 accounting. So it has to show all the 10th department people. Okay, so means like this. I'm executing this again. Control enter 10 to ask again. Again I'll pass 10. Right? So this is the output I'm expecting. But I'm passing manually, right? I'm passing manually 10 times, 2 times. But if I pass different number, then definitely you are getting a different data. Correct? So which is nothing but wrong. So what I have to do? I have to pass same input to both the cursors at a time, or whatever it is, but whatever the input I am passing. Sorry, once again. See, whatever the input I am passing for the first cursor, department number 10 I am passing. So automatically that value 10 need to be passed to this place also. Okay, so that's why this concept is going to come. Okay, if you want, I'll keep this program here. I'll keep this program in 1 second. Let me select it. Let me write this in red color so that you'll come to know. Okay, so what we have to do exactly now? We have to pass same value for both inputs. So that's why what I'm going to do now, I'm going to define a cursor. That's it. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so I have to pass same input. That's why I'm going to define a parameter now for the first cursor here. What I have to pass? A department number. So I'm writing P underscore department number. It's nothing but P for parameter. Meaningfully written department number is the parameter. And what will be the input I'm passing? Number. Okay, it will be holding number. So P department number, and then same is, and everything is same. And here I don't want to write ampersand. Okay, I'm writing same P underscore department number. Is done. Now come down to the next cursor. There also everything is same. Okay, here first I have to define a cursor. Same thing, P underscore department number. Okay, P department number. Now here in the down, same thing. I'm writing P underscore department number. So nothing but input is equal to where department number is equal to P department number. I'll pass this value later. Okay, now in the begin section, everything is same. It is just going to print DEPT details as a message. Sorry. Okay, DEPT details as a message, and then in the down here, little important. We already defined a parameter for our cursors in the declare block. So what I have to do? I have to pass a value for that parameter. Okay, so first, for the first thing, department cursor, here I'm processing, right, for DEPT rec in DEPT cursor. Here I am doing nothing but open cursor, right? Open cursor is happening here. So I am opening that DEPT cursor for that entire select statement, whatever is there, but there is a parameter also P department number. So it will expect a value for that parameter. So that's why what I'm doing here, I'm passing a value. You can pass 10, you can pass 20, you can pass 30, no problem. Okay, but instead of that, whatever we used in declare block in last program, same thing. Okay, same thing I'm writing now. Okay, so that it will ask me to pass a value at runtime. I'll pass some number. Okay, let's see whether it will work or not later, but I'm passing a value like this. If you want, you can just write direct value 10, 20, whatever, but I return like that. That is done. It is going to print that particular department number values there. And again, I'm going to this next line. Okay, DEPT rec is done, printed. Now EMP cursor, and here also I have to pass a value because there is a parameter. Okay, but which value I have to pass? Again, if I write ampersand department number, it will ask me value again. I mean, second time it will ask, same like the last program. But now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to write ampersand department number. Okay, so what I'm going to write, when I'm writing this department number ampersand, I'll pass, for example, 10. So it will fetch the data for 10th department and it will print, right? So means data is loaded into this variable DEPT rec dot department number. Okay, as it is, I'm taking that. Okay, first this cursor is processed for the department number, whatever I'm passing. And of course, data will be loaded into this variable, right? DEPT rec. So data is loaded into that variable. That's why the data, whatever is loaded, I am utilizing here DEPT rec dot department number. So means nothing but I'm passing an input here for this EMP cursor, which I'm getting from the first cursor. No confusion, right? Whatever the output I'm getting it from here, that I'm using here as an input. That's it. If I pass 10 here, 10 will be loaded into this variable, right? So the same thing I'm using here, that variable name I'm using, so that I don't need to pass second time. Okay, whatever you are passing for the first time, same thing will be here. Okay, understood, right? That's it. I'm not going to do anything extra. Let's see. End of the loop, end of the program. First we'll execute and we'll see what will happen. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Let me open it up. Okay, good. Let's see the error. Successfully completed. 1 second, give me a second. Let me drag it down. Clear it up. Now let me execute it again. It is asking for department number. Let me pass 10. Okay, say okay. Now the error is line number 21. Identifier DEPT rec dot department number must be declared. So that is nothing but here you are using a variable DEPT rec dot department number that must be declared yesterday. Why it must be declared? Whatever is there already here that I'm using. Yes, but what is happening? This DEPT rec is not declared in the declare block. If it is declared in the declare block, you can use it, no problem. But it is not declared in the declare block. It is there only with this for loop, right? This for loop. This for loop, you have DEPT rec, good, but it is already ended also. Okay, this is already ended also. That's why when you are trying to use out of that loop, it is throwing error. So that's why what I'm doing, I'm not going to end the loop for this first for loop. Okay, I'm not ending that. I'm ending that here after printing EMP data also, so that it will be there in the same region. Okay, for DEPT rec here it is. For DEPT rec here it is. 10 will come here, for example. The same 10 I'll use here, end of the loop, and then I'll end of the loop for the first for loop also. Means I'm writing nested for loop. End of the program. Okay, let's see now. I'm clearing this message. I'm executing, control enter. Let me pass 10 only, say okay. Now successfully completed. Let's see the output. You can see now DPT details 10 accounting and employees details whoever is working under them, these 3 people 10. Is clear? Is nothing but parameterized cursor. I'm defining a parameter for the cursor, and also I'm writing nested for loop in this program. Any confusion in this? No? Clear? Everyone? So very simple, nothing is there, definitely, but little confusion will come if you are not practicing today means. Okay, so definitely you are going to use all these concepts in real time. Every concept, every single concept I'm telling. Fine. So the next thing is static cursor and dynamic cursor.